Warning: the following video might contain some moments that might not be suitable for younger viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Up Mount Pyre, Archie climbed. He was determined to reach the summit and obtain the blue orb. The ancient artifact was the key to accomplishing his goals, awakening Primal Kyogre and making the world better, ensuring the lands that man had ruined to nature to take back. Archie led the way up the mountain. A few Aquagrunts and two of his beloved Pokemon, Miana and Crobat, falling behind. The climb up was pretty easy, not encountering any hostile Pokemon or members of Teak Magma through the long trek. The biggest annoyance was merely grunts complaining about sore feet or being tired, which Archie ultimately brushed off. In the end, it will be worth it. He was determined to get to the top of the mountain, even if he had to ditch his team to finish the climb by himself. Just short of another hour, and they reached the top. Archie told his grunts to stay at the edge as he hauled himself up over the steep rock, standing in triumph. As he made it to the very top, it was short-lived. However, as he spotted Maxie further down, Archie growled, frustrated that Maxie had made it up before him. He was alone through, which is odd, as he usually had to at least two bodyguards with him at all times. He angrily stormed over, yelling at the red-haired man, "Stay where you stand, Max!" Maxie went his head to look at Archie, his brow frowning as their eyes locked. "Well, damn me, I didn't expect you until later." As Maxie turned, Archie realized he was holding the blue orb. "Well, Smarty Pants, looks like you got the wrong orb. Why don't you give it to me, its rightful owner?" Archie smiled, slowly approaching Maxie. Maxie stepped back, clutching the orb tighter. "I'd rather not. While I might have not found the red orb yet, I can at least keep the blue one away from you." Maxie responded with a slight tone. Archie's smile faded, being replaced with a scowl. While he of course didn't expect Maxie to actually hand it over. It pissed him off how pleased he seemed with himself, holding Archie's goal over his head like a carrot. "You selfish brat!" Archie lunged towards Maxie, reaching for the orb, in which Maxie dodged, making a break for the cliff where Archie had climbed up, where the path would lead him down the mountain. However, upon reaching it, he peered down only to see a small band of Aquagrunts waiting. He turned to see Archie barreling towards him, making him panic. If Archie tackled him here, they surely fall off the cliff and get gravely injured. Both of them. Maxie darted away, taken to the right. As he did so, Archie stopped and stuck a leg out, tripping Maxie, causing him to fall and drop the orb, making it roll away. Maxie tried to get up, but Archie stopped him with a foot to the back. "Stay down! That orb is mine! And you know damn well you don't have the strength to fight for it." Maxie went limp, knowing Archie was right. "You're an abysmal man. You think you'll find peace, destroying the fruits of human labor, stunning our progression, all for your own selfish desires." Archie removed his foot and started walking towards where the orb fell, talking as he moved away from where Maxie lay. "Don't talk to me about being selfish. All you want from Groudon is to destroy the homes of the world's Pokemon just so people can build themselves more concrete jungles, more destructive toys. I won't have it." Archie picked up the blue orb, the artifact emanating a soft blue glow in his palm as he clutched it. Me and Kyogre will purify the world that humanity has corrupted. We will clear the oceans of pollution and liberate nature's lands and return them to the Pokemon we stole them from." Archie had the orb up, letting it glint in the sunlight. "We'll get revenge for all the Pokemon lost as the expense for so-called progress of humanity." He brought the orb back down, holding it to his chest. "And you can't stop me, Maxie. Not this time. Once this is over, you'll see how much better the world will be. And we..." Archie stopped as he tried to move the orb again, only to find he couldn't. It was stuck against his chest, and it seemed to be sinking in. "What the hell?" He tugged and tugged, but the orb wouldn't budge, only sinking further into his chest. It stopped halfway and began to glow. Maxie watched with wide eyes as power began to surge out of the orb, flowing into Archie's body. He seemed like he was in silent pain, gritting his teeth and stiffening his muscles as pale blue lines started trailing up his neck into his face, going over his eyes. He squeezed his eyes shut and fell to his knees, his arms glowing faint blue and swelling. The sound of fabric tearing filled the painful silence, followed by the sleeves of Archie's bodysuit being torn apart. His arms, into form unlike any human's, but glowing light blue, gold, and copper lines of energy stringing from his biceps to his fingertips, where his hands morphed to form large claws, looking like they were halfway in the process of turning into Kyogre's fins. Maxie slowly stood up, watching with a horrified expression as this bestial transformation took place. When Archie opened his eyes again, they shined gold and copper with black stilts for pupils. His eyes looked wild, untamed. His jaws unclenched as he heaved, drawing in large breaths and exhaling heavily. Archie? Archie, what on earth happened to you? Maxie extended a hand towards the man in blue with concern. Archie started at Maxie, eyes wide and focused. Archie? Maxie prodded, unsure if Archie could even hurt him. Archie brought himself up to his feet. His posture slanted to the side as if one of his arms was weighing him down. Maxie's concern shifted into fear, terrified of what Archie's next move will be. He never tried to really hurt Maxie before, but he now wielded Primal energy, a great power that was supposed to be held by the legendary Pokemon. No human had ever absorbed the orbs' power, and frightened Maxie to think of what Archie might do. A growl rumbled from deep within Archie's chest, baring his teeth to reveal they had changed into sharp points, like the teeth of a sharpedo. Maxie began to back up, which prompted Archie to start walking forward. Stay away! Stay back! Maxie reached for one of his Pokeballs, but was stopped as Archie leaped forward, knocking Maxie over and pinning him to the rocky floor. Archie growled more as his claws dug into Maxie's shoulders, digging deep enough to draw blood and making Maxie screech in pain. The sound drew the attention of the Aqua Grunts, some of who looked over the cliff edge to see what was going on, only to retreat in horror at the sight of what their boss had turned to. It was not that the few men fled, only leaving behind Archie's mom, left confused. Archie, get the frick off of me! Maxie screamed through his pain, failing wildly under the primal Archie, kicking and thrashing in an attempt to escape, but to no avail. No matter how many blows Maxie landed on Archie, it seemed to do nothing but piss him off more. Who was lost? His humanity overridden by the primal urge to kill. Archie reared up his claws, finally leaving Maxie's shoulders. Blood gushed from the open wounds and stained Archie's claws a dark red, a stark contrast from the light blue that composed his arms. Maxie was then grabbed and flung to the side, colliding with a rock and dealing with a blow to the back of Maxie's head. Archie charged towards where Maxie lay. He was frantically trying to get up and leaped on top of him, warm with rage as he tore at Maxie's chest, tearing through skin and crushing his ribs, causing Maxie to once again shriek in pain. These shrieks finally drove Mariana and Korvac to climb up the cliff and investigate. Them seeing Archie attacking Maxie, Maxie's screams were cut short as Archie continued clawing, burying into Maxie's chest, ripping up his lungs, making Maxie unable to scream any longer, leaving him silently crying out. Mouth agape as blood gurgled in his throat and spilled out of his mouth. Blood soaked the torn clothes, lapping up Archie's arms and splattering his face. It was then Mariana and Crobat finally sprung into action, recognizing something was terribly wrong with their master. Mariana leaped forward, knocking Archie aside, while Crobat flew into Archie's face, swiping with its feet and smaller wings. Archie roared, trying to grab and swat at Crobat, while Mariana tried to grab and tear the orb from Archie's chest, but it wouldn't budge. Archie finally got a hold of Crobat, but was battered by a wing attack, causing him to let go. Mariana continued beating at the orb with little results. Mariana then back up before charging at Archie again, using the move takedown and ramming into Archie's chest. A heavy crack heard from the following collision. The blue orb had cracked, and primal energy leaked out from the cracks. Archie seemed to calm down, seizing his violent rampage as the energy flowed out from his body. His swollen blue arms growing smaller and the claws receding. The gold and blue lines faded from skin. The gold in his eyes faded into white, and his stilted pupils returned to their normal round shape. Archie nearly collapsed, had to prop himself up with his hands on the ground. He was quite dizzy, his vision terribly blurry, but as he looked at his hands on the ground, he noticed the blood covering them. He stared in confusion and horror, trying to get his eyes to readjust and focus to know whether his hands really were covered in blood or not. But at last, once he could see clearly enough, he realized it was in fact warm, fresh blood staining his hands. Terror started to set in as he looked up, seeing Maxie laying motionless on stone. A pool of scarlet slowly growing under his body, a hole tore through his chest with flesh and guts strewn about. Archie weakly crawled towards the body, gasping with disbelief at the sight, eyes welling up with tears. He pressed himself against the lifeless body, hoping to find some indication that Maxie was actually still alive and could be saved. But nothing. No breathing, no heartbeat. He started to heave and sob, burying his face into Maxie's neck, getting it wet with his tears. No! No, 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 no! This can't! He paused, then a few heavy sobs. Marianne and Crobat sat on either side of him, saddened at the situation before them. Maxie! Maxie! No! No, no, no! What have I done? We're supposed to be in this together. Maxie! Archie's sobs grew so heavy and emotional that he could barely hold his voice steady enough to continue talking. He just sat and wept, clutching Maxie close as he lamented his terrible mistake. Letting Maxie's blood soak his clothes. Only other sound accompanying the melancholy sobs being the sonor rattle of the wind. So that was Primal Urges, a Pokemon Creepypasta, and wow, this is kind of grim and dark, you know. This is just like almost like an alternate ending to Oras, you know. Since this story is like based on Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire instead of like Ruby and Sapphire, like and also the whole like body horror stuff, yeah, that's kind of terrifying, you know. Like, since I think this is kind of like a homage to the one I think from the Pokemon Advanced anime, you know, with like some of the orbs that try to kind of make Pikachu and like Archie go a little bit Raven mad, which yeah, that's the better term than like gone evil, like more like Raven mad. So yeah, and also the freaking death scene, like yeah, that's that's pretty gory as hell. Like yeah, I can. This is like kind of crazy. Like, you know, this is kind of terrifying. Like, this is like what happened if the orbs, like, if you actually like do something with the orb, which can make you like gone a little bit savage and stuff. Like, god damn. So yeah, story's pretty good, you know, but you know, goddamn gory, but still good. So yeah. So anywho, guys, I just hope you guys enjoyed this creepypasta reading, and like and comment this video and subscribe for more content. So this is Mr. Fetty here, and I hope you have a very good day. So bye bye.